guidelines on the conduct and behavior of a soldier, a lesson from history. Are you ready to dive into the heart and soul of what it means to be a soldier in the armed forces of the Philippines? This isn't just another history lesson. It's a journey through the values and principles that have shaped warriors throughout the ages, from ancient Sparta to the modern-day heroes to wear our nation's uniform. Today, we're not just talking about tactics and weapons. We're talking about the character, the integrity, and the unwavering commitment that define a true defender of the Philippines. Today, we're not just talking tactics and drills. We're diving into what it truly means to be a soldier, a protector, a guardian, a part of a legacy that stretches back centuries. 1. Know thyself, the heart of a soldier. You're not just a name on a roster, a pair of boots on the ground. You're joining a lineage of warriors, from the disciplined Spartans of ancient Greece to the Filipino heroes who fought for our independence. You're becoming part of something bigger than yourself. Purpose. What drives you? Is it the thrill of adventure? The desire to serve your country? Maybe it's a family tradition, like the generations of warriors in the Scottish Highlands. Whatever it is, hold on to it. It'll be your compass when the going gets tough. Remember, even the legendary Alexander the Great had a driving purpose: to conquer the known world. Pride, that uniform you're wearing. It's not just fabric, it's a symbol of honor, duty, and the trust your country has placed in you. Take pride in it, like the French Foreign Legionnaires, who are known for their impeccable uniforms and unwavering discipline. Perspective. Crack open a history book. Learn about the sacrifices made by those who came before you. From the Katipuneros who fought for our freedom to the brave soldiers who defended Bataan during World War II, their stories will inspire you. 2. Know the people, your shield, your strength. You're not just defending territory. You're defending the people who called this land home. They're your mission, your responsibility. In fact, history has shown us that the support of the people can be a decisive factor in war. The Viet Cong, for example, relied heavily on local support to gain an advantage over the American forces during the Vietnam War. Connection. Get to know the communities you'll be serving. Learn their customs, their traditions, even their favorite foods. Building trust and rapport is essential. Just like T. Lawrence, also known as Lawrence of Arabia, who famously united Arab tribes against the Ottoman Empire during World War I by understanding their culture and values. Compassion. Remember, the people you're protecting are not just statistics. They're mothers, fathers, children, real people with dreams and fears. Treat them with the respect and kindness they deserve. Think of the U.S. military's humanitarian missions after natural disasters, like Operation Tomodachi in Japan, where soldiers provided aid and comfort to earthquake and tsunami victims. These guidelines aren't just a set of rules. They're a roadmap to becoming the kind of soldier who embodies the best of our nation. By understanding your purpose, taking pride in your uniform, connecting with the people you serve, and always remembering the sacrifices of those who came before you, you'll not only fulfill your duty, but also honor the legacy of Filipino soldiers throughout history. 3. Know thy enemy, a soldier's tactical advantage. Sun Tzu, the ancient Chinese military strategist, famously said, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles." This principle holds true today. Understanding your enemy isn't just about knowing their tactics. It's about understanding their motivations, their culture, and even their individual histories. Intelligence gathering. In World War II, the Allies' meticulous intelligence gathering on the German Enigma code helped them decipher enemy communications and ultimately win the war. Similarly, your ability to gather and analyze information about your adversaries can provide a crucial tactical advantage. Cultural awareness. During the Vietnam War, the U.S. military struggled to understand the cultural nuances of the Vietnamese people, which hindered their efforts. As soldiers, understanding the cultural context of your adversaries can help you anticipate their actions and devise effective strategies. Psychological warfare. Did you know that during World War II, the British Special Operations Executive SO used propaganda and disinformation to sow discord among German troops? Understanding the psychology of your enemy can be a powerful tool in conflict. By knowing your enemy, you're not just preparing for battle. You're gaining a deeper understanding of the human element of conflict. This knowledge can be the difference between victory and defeat. 4. Unwavering commitment, the soul of a soldier. Being a soldier is more than a job. It's a calling that demands the highest levels of commitment, dedication, and patriotism. Throughout history, soldiers have made incredible sacrifices for their countries, driven by a deep sense of duty and love for their homeland. Dedication. Think of the 300 Spartans who held off a massive Persian army at Thermopylae, or the Filipino soldiers who fought bravely against overwhelming odds during the Japanese occupation. Their unwavering dedication to their cause is an inspiration to us all. Patriotism. During the American Revolution, General George Washington's unwavering patriotism inspired his troops to persevere through harsh winters and numerous setbacks. Your love for your country and its people will be your driving force, motivating you to push beyond your limits. Sacrifice. Soldiers throughout history have made the ultimate sacrifice for their countries. Remember the heroism of Jose Abad Santos, who refused to collaborate with the Japanese during World War II and was executed for his loyalty to the Philippines. His story reminds us that being a soldier may require great personal sacrifice. By embracing unwavering commitment, you're not just serving your country. You're upholding a tradition of honor, courage, and selflessness that has defined soldiers throughout history. 5. The soldier as an ambassador of goodwill. Ever heard the saying, actions speak louder than words? As a soldier, you're not just carrying a weapon. You're carrying the reputation of the armed forces of the Philippines and your country. Every interaction you have, whether with fellow soldiers, civilians, or even potential adversaries, is an opportunity to build goodwill and understanding. Diplomacy in uniform. Remember, you're a diplomat in combat boots. Think of the U.S. military's role in post-World War II reconstruction efforts in Japan and Germany. Their professionalism and compassion helped rebuild trust and establish lasting alliances. Humanitarian. Soldiers are often the first responders in times of crisis. Just look at the Israeli Defense Forces Field Hospital, which has provided medical aid to victims of disasters around the world, earning international respect and admiration. Community engagement. Engaging with local communities can build bridges and foster positive relationships. During the Philippine-American War, General Emilio Aguinaldo established schools and hospitals in areas under his control, demonstrating the importance of winning hearts and minds alongside military victories. By acting with integrity, compassion, and professionalism, you'll be an ambassador of goodwill, strengthening the bond between the military and the people we serve. 6. The soldier as a reflection of their organization. Your uniform isn't just a piece of clothing. It's a symbol of the armed forces of the Philippines. Your appearance and conduct reflect on the entire organization. Discipline and bearing. From the crisp salutes of the British Royal Guards to the synchronized marching of the Chinese People's Liberation Army, military discipline and bearing are a universal sign of professionalism and respect. Professionalism. Remember, you represent the AFP even when you're off duty. Your conduct should always be above reproach. Think of the U.S. Navy SEALs, who are held to the highest standards of conduct both on and off the battlefield. Pride in appearance. A neat and well-maintained uniform shows respect for your organization and the people you serve. The Gurkhas, known for their impeccable uniforms and distinctive kukri knives, are a prime example of this. By upholding the highest standards of discipline, professionalism, and appearance, you not only honor yourself but also the legacy of the armed forces of the Philippines. As you can see, being a soldier is about more than just combat skills. It's about embodying the values of honor, duty, and service. By understanding your role as an ambassador of goodwill and a reflection of your organization, you'll become a true asset to the AFP and a source of pride for the Filipino people. 7. The compassionate soldier, a guardian, not just a warrior. It's easy to think of soldiers as tough, battle-hardened individuals, but compassion, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, is a crucial part of a soldier's makeup. Remember, you're not just fighting wars. You're protecting people. Empathy in action. During World War II, many soldiers, and above and beyond their duty to help civilians caught in the crossfire. Think of the medics who risked their lives to treat wounded enemies, or the soldiers who shared their rations with starving children. Adapting to the times, the world is constantly changing, and so are the challenges you'll face as a soldier. Being adaptable means you can adjust your approach based on the situation. Whether you're providing disaster relief or engaging in peacekeeping operations, the Swiss Army, known for its neutrality and humanitarian work, is a great example of a military force that adapts to different roles. Dual role. You're not just a soldier, you're also a citizen. Your actions reflect on both your uniform and your community. Think of the U.S. military's involvement in community projects, like building schools and hospitals in developing countries, which showcases the positive impact soldiers can have outside of conflict. By demonstrating compassion, adaptability, and a commitment to serving both your country and your community, you embody the true spirit of a Filipino soldier. 8. Integrity, a soldier's moral compass. Integrity is the foundation of a soldier's character. It's about being honest, trustworthy, and always doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. Morality. Soldiers are held to a higher standard of morality. This means treating everyone with respect, upholding the laws of war, and avoiding actions that could harm civilians. The Geneva Conventions, a set of international rules that govern warfare, provide a framework for ethical conduct in conflict. Loyalty. Your loyalty is to your country, your fellow soldiers, and the values you've sworn to uphold. Think of the Japanese samurai, who were fiercely loyal to their lords and lived by a strict code of honor. Devotion to the public. You serve the people, and their trust in you is paramount. Remember, the U.S. military's motto is service before self. This principle reminds us that a soldier's duty is to put the needs of others above their own. By upholding the highest standards of morality, integrity, honesty, loyalty, and devotion to the public, you'll not only earn the respect of your peers and superiors, but also the trust and admiration of the Filipino people. Remember, being a soldier is not just about physical strength and tactical prowess. It's about embodying the values that make our nation great. By embracing compassion, adaptability, and unwavering integrity, you'll become a true leader and a role model for others to follow. 9. The thorough, faithful, and efficient soldier, a professional's mindset. In the military, there's no room for half measures or excuses. Every task, big or small, deserves your full attention and effort. This isn't just about following orders. It's about embracing a professional mindset that strives for excellence. Thoroughness, attention to detail can be the difference between mission success and failure. Remember the Battle of Midway in World War II, or a minor miscalculation in the Japanese fleet's refueling schedule gave the U.S. Navy a crucial advantage. Faithfulness, loyalty to your duty, is non-negotiable. It means following orders, even when they're difficult or unpopular. Think of the Gurkhas, Nepalese soldiers known for their unwavering loyalty and dedication to duty, even in the face of extreme hardship. Efficiency. In the military, resources are often limited, and time is of the essence. Working efficiently means maximizing your output with the resources available. The German blitzkrieg strategy in World War II, which relied on speed and surprise, is a prime example of how efficiency can be a decisive factor in warfare. By embracing a professional mindset and striving for thoroughness, faithfulness, and efficiency, you'll not only excel in your military duties, but also develop valuable skills that will serve you well in any career path. 10. The fit and responsible soldier, a pillar of strength. A soldier's physical and mental fitness is crucial for their own well-being and the success of their missions. But it's not just about passing physical fitness tests. It's about maintaining a healthy lifestyle and making sound financial decisions. Physical fitness, a healthy body, is a resilient body. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and adequate rest are essential for maintaining peak performance. The ancient Spartans were renowned for their physical prowess, undergoing rigorous training from a young age to become elite warriors. Mental fitness, mental health is just as important as physical health. Stress management, resilience training, and seeking help when needed are all part of being a mentally fit soldier. The U.S. military has invested heavily in mental health resources for its troops. recognizing the importance of psychological well-being for overall mission readiness. By prioritizing your physical and mental health and practicing financial responsibility, you'll be a stronger, more reliable soldier, both on and off the battlefield. These guidelines may seem simple, but they're the foundation of a successful military career. By embracing a professional mindset, prioritizing your health, and living within your means, you'll not only serve your country with distinction, but also build a strong foundation for your future. 11. The soldier as a guardian of integrity. In a world where corruption can erode trust and undermine stability, soldiers have a unique responsibility to expose wrongdoing and uphold the highest standards of integrity. Whistleblowing. Think of Daniel Ellsberg, a former U.S. military analyst who leaked the Pentagon Papers, classified documents revealing the government's deception about the Vietnam War. While controversial, his actions sparked a national debate and ultimately contributed to ending the war. Courage under fire. Exposing corruption can be dangerous, but it's a soldier's duty to speak out against injustice. Remember, the military is not above the law, and your loyalty is to the Filipino people, not to corrupt individuals or practices. Leading by example. Your actions set the tone for others. By refusing to participate in or tolerate corrupt practices, you inspire your comrades and build public trust in the military. The Gurkhas, renowned for their honesty and incorruptibility, are a shining example of how a military unit can earn the respect and admiration of the people they serve. 12. Serving with impartiality. A soldier's duty to all. As a soldier, you serve all Filipinos, regardless of their background, beliefs, or social status. Your duty is to protect and defend everyone equally, without favoritism or discrimination. Justice for all. In the aftermath of World War II, the Nuremberg trials held Nazi leaders accountable for their crimes against humanity, demonstrating the importance of upholding justice even in the face of immense power. As a soldier, you must be prepared to uphold the law and ensure that everyone is treated fairly under it. Respect for diversity. The Philippines is a diverse nation with people from different religions, ethnicities, and social classes. Like the United Nations peacekeepers, who serve in diverse conflict zones around the world, you must respect this diversity and treat everyone with dignity. Avoiding conflicts of interest. Personal relationships should never interfere with your duties as a soldier. Think of the Roman general Cincinnatus, who famously left his farm to lead Rome in times of crisis, then returned to his plow once victory was achieved. His example of selfless service and refusal to abuse power is a model for soldiers everywhere. By serving with impartiality, you uphold the principles of justice and equality that are the foundation of a strong and united nation. You demonstrate that the military is a force for good, not for personal gain or political favor. 13. The soldier as a bastion of impartiality. Your duty as a soldier is to serve the public interest, not your own. This means refusing any gifts, favors, or benefits that could compromise your impartiality or objectivity. No room for bribery. Think of the ancient Roman Republic, where corruption among officials weakened the state and ultimately contributed to its downfall. Similarly, corruption within the military can undermine public trust and erode morale. As a soldier, you must be above reproach, rejecting any attempts to sway your judgment with bribes or special favors. Avoiding conflicts of interest. Sometimes, conflicts of interest can be subtle. For example, if a friend or family member asks for special treatment, you must politely but firmly refuse. Remember, your loyalty is to the Filipino people, not to any individual or group. Setting a high standard, your actions set an example for others. By consistently refusing to accept gifts or favors, you create a culture of integrity within your unit and the entire military. The Singapore Armed Forces, known for their strict anti-corruption measures, are a shining example of how a military can maintain high ethical standards. By maintaining your impartiality, you uphold the integrity of the armed forces of the Philippines and ensure that your decisions are based solely on what's best for the nation. 14. The guardian of confidential information. As a soldier, you'll have access to sensitive information that could compromise national security if it falls into the wrong hands. Protecting this information is not just a matter of following orders. It's a matter of national security. Loose lips sink ships. During World War II, the phrase loose lips sink ships was used to remind people that careless talk could reveal military secrets and endanger lives. Today, the stakes are just as high. A single leaked document or casual conversation could jeopardize missions, compromise national security, and even put lives at risk. The need to know principle: share information only with those who need to know it to perform their duties. Don't gossip or speculate about sensitive matters, even with your closest friends and family. Remember, the less people who know, the safer the information. Protecting classified information. Classified information is marked as such for a reason. It's your responsibility to handle it with care, following all security protocols. Think of the U.S. National Security Agency, which has strict procedures for handling classified information to prevent leaks and protect national security. By safeguarding confidential information, you're not just following orders. You're playing a crucial role in protecting our nation's security and the lives of your fellow soldiers. 15. The soldier as a guardian of the Constitution. As a soldier, your oath isn't just to the military, it's to the Republic of the Philippines and its Constitution. You're sworn to defend the laws that govern our land, not just from external threats, but also from internal corruption and abuse of power. Oath of Allegiance. Think of the U.S. military's oath, where soldiers swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Similarly, your oath binds you to uphold the values and principles enshrined in our Constitution. Protecting rights. Your duty extends to protecting the rights of all citizens, regardless of their background or beliefs. This includes freedom of speech, religion, and assembly. Think of the Tiananmen Square protests in 1989, where Chinese soldiers were ordered to suppress pro-democracy demonstrators. This event serves as a stark reminder of the importance of upholding constitutional rights. Civilian control. In a democracy, the military is subordinate to civilian authority. This means respecting the chain of command and following the orders of your superiors, as long as those orders are lawful and ethical. This principle was established after World War II in Germany, where the military was restructured to prevent a repeat of the Nazi regime's abuses of power. By upholding the Constitution and the laws of the land, you're not just following orders. You're safeguarding the very freedoms you've sworn to protect. 16. The soldier as a model of financial integrity. The military isn't a business. It's a public service, and as such, soldiers must avoid any actions that could be perceived as using their position for personal gain. Avoiding conflicts of interest. This means not using your military position to secure contracts or business deals for yourself or your family. Public service, not personal profit. Your primary motivation should be to serve your country, not to enrich yourself. The ancient Roman general Cincinnatus is a legendary example of this principle. He twice left his farm to lead Rome in times of crisis, then returned to his humble life once victory was achieved, refusing any rewards or honors. Transparency and accountability. If you had any financial dealings that could be perceived as a conflict of interest, be upfront about them and seek guidance from your superiors. By avoiding conflicts of interest and demonstrating financial integrity, you uphold the public's trust in the military and ensure that your actions are motivated by duty, not personal gain. Remember, these principles are not just rules. They're the foundation of a strong and ethical military. By upholding the Constitution, respecting the law, and avoiding conflicts of interest, you'll not only serve your country with honor, but also contribute to a more just and equitable society. 17. The soldier as a steward of public trust. Remember, the military isn't just a job. It's a public service. The Filipino people entrust you with their safety and security, and that trust must never be taken for granted. Public office, public trust. Think of historical figures like Cincinnatus, a Roman farmer who was twice called upon to lead the army in times of crisis, only to return to his plow once victory was achieved. He embodied the ideal of a citizen soldier who served the public good, not personal ambition. Avoiding even the appearance of impropriety. It's not enough to just be honest. You must also avoid any actions that could raise suspicions of wrongdoing. Just like Caesar's wife, who was expected to be above suspicion, your conduct should be beyond reproach. Remember, Even the perception of impropriety can damage the military's reputation. Transparency and accountability. Be open and honest about your actions. If you make a mistake, own up to it. This builds trust and shows that you're accountable for your decisions. By upholding the highest standards of integrity and avoiding even the appearance of wrongdoing, you'll strengthen the bond between the military and the people we serve. 18. The soldier as a public relations ambassador. Every soldier, whether in uniform or not, is a representative of the armed forces of the Philippines. Your actions, both on and off duty, shape public perception of the military. Positive interactions. Be polite, respectful, and helpful in all your interactions with the public. Remember, you're not just a soldier, you're also a citizen. Your actions can leave a lasting impression on people's opinions of the military. Think of the Canadian Armed Forces Snowbirds aerobatic team, whose impressive airshows have delighted audiences around the world and fostered goodwill towards the military. Community engagement. Participate in community events, volunteer your time, and get to know the people you serve. This builds trust and understanding between the military and the civilian population. Sharing your story. Talk to your friends, family, and neighbors about your experiences in the military. Share the challenges you face, the sacrifices you make, and the pride you take in serving your country. This helps to humanize the military and build public support for your mission. By promoting a positive image of the armed forces, you're not just doing PR. You're strengthening the bond between the military and the people we serve. This bond is essential for a strong and resilient nation. Remember, as a soldier, you're more than just a warrior. You're a guardian of the Constitution, a steward of public trust, and an ambassador for the military. By upholding these principles, you'll not only fulfill your duty to your country, but also contribute to a more just, secure, and prosperous Philippines. 19. The soldier as a guardian of democracy. Ever heard the saying, freedom isn't free? Well, it's true. The freedoms we enjoy in a democracy, like the right to free speech and peaceful assembly, are hard-won and require constant vigilance to protect. As soldiers, you have a unique role in safeguarding these rights. Peaceful protest. Think of the civil rights movement in the United States, where activists like Martin Luther King Jr. used peaceful demonstrations to demand equality. The military, in many cases, protected these protesters from violence and ensured their right to be heard. Safeguarding dissent. Even if you disagree with the views expressed in a protest or rally, your duty is to protect the protesters' right to express them peacefully. Remember, dissent is a cornerstone of democracy. It's how we identify problems and work towards solutions. Reform, not repression. Throughout history, there have been instances where militaries have been used to suppress dissent and stifle calls for reform. As Filipino soldiers, you must resist abuses of power and always prioritize the protection of democratic rights. By supporting peaceful demonstrations and safeguarding the right to dissent, you're not just following orders. You're upholding the principles that make our democracy strong. 20. The soldier as a defender of our way of life. The Philippines is a democracy, and as such, we value individual freedoms, human rights, and the rule of law. As soldiers, you're sworn to defend these values against any ideology that seeks to undermine them. Alien ideologies. Throughout history, totalitarian regimes like Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union sought to impose their ideologies on others, leading to conflict and oppression. Your duty is to protect our democratic way of life from any such threats, whether they come from within or outside our borders. Understanding the threat. This doesn't mean blindly opposing everything that's different. It means understanding the ideologies that are incompatible with our values and being prepared to defend against them, if necessary. Think of the Cold War, where the U.S. and its allies worked to contain the spread of communism. Promoting democratic values. The best way to counter alien ideologies is to promote the values that make our democracy strong. This means being a model citizen, respecting the rights of others, and participating in the democratic process. By resolving to oppose ideologies that threaten our way of life, you're not just fighting an enemy. You're defending the very principles that make the Philippines a free and democratic nation. Remember, soldiers are more than just warriors. You're also guardians of democracy, defenders of our values, and protectors of the rights and freedoms that make our nation great. 21. The soldier as a guardian of the Republic. The Armed Forces of the Philippines isn't just a fighting force. It's a pillar of our democracy. As soldiers, you're not just defending our territory, you're defending the very foundation of our nation, the rule of law, respect for authority. Throughout history, armies that lack discipline and respect for authority often crumbled from within. Remember the French Revolution, where a mutinous army played a key role in toppling the monarchy. A strong military respects the chain of command and follows orders, ensuring unity and effectiveness. Preserving independence. You're not just soldiers. You're guardians of our nation's sovereignty. Think of the Filipino revolutionaries who fought against Spanish and American colonial rule, or the Israeli Defense Forces who have defended their nation's independence since its founding. Your duty is to protect our hard-won freedom from any threat. Protecting fundamental rights. Every Filipino is entitled to certain fundamental rights, such as freedom of speech, religion, and assembly. These rights are enshrined in our Constitution, and it's your duty to uphold them. Remember, a soldier who violates these rights is not a protector, but an oppressor. By upholding the rule of law, respecting authority, and protecting the rights of all Filipinos, you're not just following orders. You're fulfilling your oath to defend our republic. 22. The AFP Code of Conduct, your ethical compass. The AFP Code of Conduct isn't just a list of rules. It's a moral compass that guides your actions as a soldier. It outlines the values and principles that define our military and set us apart from other armed forces around the world. Honor. The code emphasizes honor, integrity, and duty. These values have been cherished by soldiers throughout history, from the samurai of feudal Japan to the knights of medieval Europe. As a Filipino soldier, you're expected to uphold these same ideals. Loyalty. The code calls for loyalty to the Constitution, the Republic, and the chain of command. This means putting the needs of the nation above your own and following orders, even when they're difficult or unpopular. Remember, a soldier who disobeys lawful orders undermines the entire military structure. Service. The code emphasizes service before self. This means putting the needs of others before your own and always acting in the best interests of the Filipino people. By following the letter and spirit of the AFP Code of Conduct, you're not just obeying rules. You're embodying the values that make us proud to be Filipino soldiers. Remember, these principles aren't just abstract ideas. They're the foundation of a strong, ethical, and effective military. By upholding the rule of law, respecting authority, protecting fundamental rights, and adhering to the AFP Code of Conduct, you'll not only fulfill your duty to your country but also contribute to a more just, secure, and democratic Philippines. Today, we've explored the qualities that make a soldier not just a fighter, but a protector, a leader, and an ambassador of the Philippines. We've learned that it's not just about mastering combat, but about embodying honor, compassion, and integrity. As you embark on your journey in the armed forces, remember these lessons. They'll guide you through challenges, inspire you to greatness, and help you become the kind of soldier our nation needs, a soldier who not only defends our freedom, but also upholds the values that make us proud to be Filipino. The path ahead may be demanding, but the rewards of service are immeasurable. Go forth, future defenders, and serve with pride, honor, and a deep commitment to our beloved Philippines.